Hello friends, I hope you and your families are doing good and that you all are liking this series of accounting standards. So now today we are going to start with a new accounting standard 4, contingencies and events occurring after the balance sheet date. If I would say frankly, the term contingencies should not be a part of this accounting standard as it is covered in AS 29. So in this particular AS, we are only going to learn about events occurring after the balance sheet date. So what are such events? These are the significant events which can be favorable or unfavorable. An example of favorable event can be that a court case was pending as on the balance sheet date, and now after the balance sheet date you have won the case. So it will be a significant event which will be considered for AS4. An example of unfavorable significant event would be an opposite scenario as I told earlier. That means a case was pending as on the balance sheet date and now you have lost it. So it will be an unfavorable significant event occurring after the balance sheet date. So but we have to define a limit or date till which these events will be considered for the particular AS. The date will be any events, significant events, whether favorable or unfavorable, which occur between the balance sheet date and the date on which financial statements are approved by the approving authority. Only till this date, that is, the financial statements are approved by the approving authority, will be considered as events occurring after the balance sheet date. As the if we don't put such a limit, then every transaction will be included. In case of companies, the approving authority can be board of directors, and in other case, that is the other than company entities, the entity's head can be the approving authority. So now events occurring after the balance sheet date can be bifurcated into two categories. When evidence of such condition is existed at the balance sheet date, and the other case would be no evidence of such condition existed at the balance sheet date. If evidence is existing, the event will be considered as an adjusting event, meaning adjustment will be made to the assets and liabilities. Also, disclosure will be given in the financial statement as required. But in case no evidence is available on the balance sheet date, that event will be considered as a non-adjusting event, meaning assets and liabilities will not be adjusted for such event. Only disclosure in the report of the approving authority is required. The major difference is there will be in adjusting event, there will be adjustment made to assets and liabilities. Also, the disclosure will be given in the financial statement, whereas in case of non-adjusting event, adjustment to assets and liabilities will not be made. Only disclosure will be given not in the financial statement but in the report of approving authority. The next element as per AS4 will be a discussion regarding dividends. So dividends, prior to 1st April 2016, dividends were proposed dividends were mentioned in the liability side, but now proposed dividend is not considered as a liability. Only dividend which is paid is considered as liability. So if dividend or proposed dividend now comes in question in your exam, you don't have to make any adjustment as it will not be treated as an adjusting event. Such dividends are disclosed in notes. So only disclosure in financial statement is required and no adjustment is required in the balance sheet. One exception to this rule is that in case of any event, significant event affects the going concern assumption of the entity, then whether conditions existed on the balance sheet date or not, irrespective of this fact, we have to adjust the assets and liabilities because it is affecting the fundamental accounting assumption of going concern. So whether any situation or condition existed at the time of balance sheet date or not, it doesn't affect it. So this is just one exception to this rule. This ends our accounting standard 4. I hope you liked it. Now we will discuss the questions from practice manual and ICISM. Start with the practice manual questions of AS 4. A company deals in petroleum products. The sale price of the product is fixed by the government after the balance sheet date, but before finalization account of the company's account, the government unexpectedly increased the price retrospectively. Can the company account for additional revenue at the end of the year? Yes. Now, in the present case, we are having a company which deals in the petroleum products. The sale price of the same are fixed by the government after the balance sheet date, but before finalization account, that is the period under which AS4 is applicable, the government unexpectedly increased the price retrospectively. But this price increase is doesn't represent any condition which was present at the balance sheet date. So I think this transaction will not be a subsequent an adjusting event because no such condition was present at the balance sheet date. So we have to discuss whether the company can account for the additional revenue at the close of the year. Let us see the answer. The unexpected increase in the sale price of petrol by the government after the balance sheet date cannot be regarded as an event occurring after the balance sheet date, which requires an adjustment, since it does not represent a condition present at the balance sheet date, right? So, since no condition was present at the balance sheet date, this event, although significant, will not be regarded as an adjusting event. So, only a disclosure will be required to be made and it won't be accounted in the balance sheet date. The revenue should be recognized only in the subsequent year with proper disclosures. Okay, so the additional revenue, whatever the company is expecting, it will be recognized only in the subsequent year, that too with proper disclosure. Also, in this case, ICS has give a reference of AS5, which deals with prior period items. It says that the retrospective increase in the petroleum product should not be considered as prior period item because as per AS5, there was no error in the preparation of previous period financial statement. As you all know, in AS5, as we will study later also, that AS5 deal with prior period items if any error or commission is made in the previous period financial statements that are accounted in the present period as prior period item. But this retrospective increase in petroleum price should not be considered as one. So now moving on to second question of AS4 and last question from PM. While preparing for final account for the year ended 31st March 2017, a company made a provision for bad debts at 5% of the total trade receivables. In the last week of February 2017, trade receivables for rupees 2 lakh had suffered heavy loss due to earthquake. The loss was not covered by any insurance policy. In April 2017, the trade receivable became bankrupt. Can the company provide for full loss arising out of insolvency of trade receivable in the financial account for the year ended 31st March 2017? So in the present, the company, while preparing its final account for 1st March 2017, it had recorded a bad debts of 5% because a condition existed at the time of preparing financial statement, that is at the close of balance sheet date, that in February 2017 the trade receivables of rupees 2 lakh had suffered heavy loss due to earthquake. It states that a condition existed on the balance sheet date and now subsequently the party has become insolvent, adjusting event. Yes, company can provide for the full loss arising out of insolvency because in case of adjusting event, the balance sheet item or the final accounts has to be adjusted. So let us see the answer. As per AS4, contingencies and event occurring after the balance sheet date, assets and liabilities should be adjusted for events occurring after the balance sheet date that provide additional evidence to assist estimation of amount relating to conditions existed at the time of balance sheet date. So here, when the trade receivable has become bankrupt, it provides an additional evidence to the amount which was existing at the time of balance sheet date, that is a trade receiver in the on the 31st March 2017. Therefore, in the given case, full provision of bad debt amounting to rupees 2 lakh should be made to cover the loss arising due to insolvency in the final accounts for the year ended 31st March 2017, as earthquake took place before the balance sheet date. Had the earthquake had taken place after the balance sheet date, that is after 31st March 2017, then we won't have accounted for it. But since the earthquake occurred in the month of Feb, and the final accounts are prepared in the month of March, we had an idea that such party can become bankrupt. Hence, it became an adjusting event, and full provision, full loss arising of insolvency must be recorded in the books of account. So now let us start with the study material illustrations for AS4. Pure Oil Limited closed the books of account on 31st March 2017, for which financial statements was finalized by the BOD on 4th September 2017. During the month of December 2016, the company undertook a project of laying pipeline across the country. During May 2017, engineers realized that due to unexpected heavy rain, the total cost of the project will be inflated by rupees 50 lakhs. How this should be provided for in the balance sheet of 2016-17 in accordance with AS4. So now, in this case, although it is an it is an event, subsequent event, but it is not an adjusting event, as conditions of the same were not established or exist at the date of balance sheet date. So let us see the answer. This event occurred after 31st March 2017, but before September 4, 2017. That is approval by BOD. It is an event occurring after the balance sheet date, but this event is not affecting the financial position as on the date of balance sheet. Therefore, it should be disclosed in the director's report. That is, we have seen in the notes part also. If it is a non-adjusting event, adjustment to assets and liabilities is not required, and disclosure is made in the report of the approving authority. That is required. Similarly, in this case, it will be only mentioned in the director's report. Now, moving on to the next question. In preparing the financial statements for R Limited for the year ended 31st March 2017, you came across the following information. State with reasons how would you deal with this in the financial statement. The company invested rupees 100 lakhs in April 2017 before approval of financial statements by the BOD in acquisition of another company doing similar business, the negotiation for which had started during the year. This is also a similar question of the case which was in the illustration 1. It is also although it is an event, subsequent event and significant one after the balance sheet date, but before approval of the financial statements by the approving authority, it is also a non adjusting event, as conditions for which were not as the conditions were not existing at the date of balance sheet date. Let us see the answer first. As per AS4, events occurring after the balance sheet date, as those significant events. This case is also similar to the one given in illustration 1. It is also an event which can be termed as non-adjusting event. So only disclosure will be required to be made in the report of the approving authority. Let us see the answer first. AS4 defines events occurring after the balance sheet date as those significant events, both favorable and unfavorable, that occur between the balance sheet date and the date on which financial statements are approved by the approving authority in case of a company. Accordingly, acquisition of another company is an event occurring after the balance sheet date. However, no adjustment to assets and liabilities is required, as the event does not affect determination and the condition of amount stated in the financial statement for the financial year ended 31st March 2017. Applying para 15, which clearly states that disclosure should be made in the report of the approving authority of those events occurring after the balance sheet date that represent material changes Here the keyword is representing material changes and commitments affecting the financial position of the enterprise. The investment of rupees 100 lakh in April 2017 in acquisition of another company should be disclosed in the report of the approving authority to enable users of financial statement to make proper evaluations and decisions. So here also, it being a non-adjusting event, no adjustment will be made to the assets and liabilities as on 31st March 2017. Just the disclosure of the same must be given in the report of the approving authority so as to enable the users of financial statement to make proper evaluation and decisions. So now let us move on to the next question. A limited company closed its accounting year on 30th June 2017. The accounts for that period were considered and approved by the BOD on 20th August 2017. The company was engaged in laying pipeline for an oil company deep beneath the earth. While doing the boring work on 1st September 2017, please note the dates. The date is 1st September 2017. It had met a rocky surface for which it was estimated that there would be an extra cost to the tune of rupees 80 lakhs. You are required to state with reasons how the event would be dealt with in the financial statement for the year ended 30th June 2017. So in the present case, the event had occurred on 1st of September 2017, whereas the period for which AS4 is applicable only between the period 30th June to till 20th August, because financial statements are approved by the BOD on 20th August. So any event taking place after the approval of BOD won't be accounted in AS7 in AS4. So only a disclosure might be given by the approving authority. So now let us read the answer as well. As per AS4 on contingencies events occurring after the balance sheet date, it defines events occurring after the balance sheet date as significant events, both favorable and unfavorable, that occur between the balance sheet date and the date on which financial statements are approved by the BOD in case of a company. In the given case, as discussed in the light of the above mentioned definition and requirements as given in para 13 to 15. In this case, the incidence which was expected to push up cost became evident after the date of approval. So that was not an event occurring after the balance sheet date. However, this may be mentioned in the report of approving authority. So this was also a simple question. Now let us move on to illustration 4. While preparing for the final accounts for the year ended 31st March 2017, a company made a provision of bad debts of 5%. So as you can see, this question was already covered in the practice manual. So I will skip it. Let us move on to the next question. During the year 15-16, Raj Limited was sued by a competitor for rupees 15 lakh for infringement of a trademark. Based on the advice of the company's legal counsel, Mr. Raj Limited provided for a sum of 10 lakhs in its financial statements for the year ended 31st March 2016. On 18th May 2016, the court decided in the favor of party alleging infringement of the trademark and ordered Raj Limited to pay the aggrieved party a sum of rupees 14 lakhs. The financial statements were prepared by the company's management on 30th April 2016 and approved by BOD on 30th May 2016. So as you can see, it is a case of event occurring after the balance sheet date, as we have seen the example of case against the company in case of concept video also. So let us go to the answer directly. As per para 8 of AS4, contingencies and events occurring after the balance sheet date, adjustment to assets and liabilities are required for events occurring after the balance sheet date that provide additional information materially affecting the determination of the amounts relating to the conditions existing at the date of balance sheet. So here, if any information, if any event gives or provides additional information that materially affects the determination of amounts relating to condition existing at the balance sheet date, it will be treated as adjusting event, and so assets and liability are to be adjusted. In the given case, since Raj Limited was sued by the competitor for infringement of trademark during the year 1516, for which provision was also made by it, the decision of court on 18th of May 2016, that is prior to approval of BOD on 30th May 2016 for payment of penalty will constitute as an adjusting event because it is an event occurred before the approval of financial statements. Therefore, therefore Raj Limited should adjust the provision upward for rupees 4 lakh to reflect the award decreed by the court to be paid by them to its competitor. So it had already made a provision of rupees 10 lakhs. So again, it had to, since the infringement amount penalty is decided as 14 lakhs, it has to further make a provision of rupees 4 lakh. Had the judgment of the court been delivered on 1st June 2016, that is after the date when the financial statements are approved, it would have been considered a post-reporting period. That is, event occurred after the approval of financial statements. In that case, no adjustment in the financial statement of 1516 would have been required, and merely you can say just the reporting, just disclosure in the report of approving authority would have been sufficed. Had it been had the judgment of the court been delivered on 1st of June, that is after the approval of financial statement. So now let us move on to illustration 6. Since there are several cases discussed here, we will look into the case each one by one. Since I have made the screen like this, you can also refer it from your book. For 7 companies whose financial statements ended on 31st March 2017, the financial statements were approved by their approving authority on 15th of June 2017. So here in all the below mentioned cases, we have to note that the date of approval by the approving authority is on 15 June. So any transaction between 31st March 2017 will till 15th of June 2017 will be regarded as an adjusting event, and any other event will be if the condition existed on 31st March 2017, else only disclosure will be sufficient. So let us look into the case one by one. During financial year 17-18, the following material events took place. A Limited sold major property which was included in the balance sheet date at rupees 1 lakh and for which contracts have been exchanged on 15th of March 2017. The sale was completed on 15th of May 2017 at a price of rupees 2,50,000. So here, in case of A Limited, the sale of property should be treated as an adjusting event since contract had been exchanged prior to the year end. The contract was executed on 15th of March 2017. The year ended on 31st March. So the sale would be reflected in the financial statement year ended on 31st March 2017, and the profit on sale of property of rupees 1,50,000. The difference between 2,50,000 and 1 lakh would be treated as an extraordinary item. Moving on to the next case, on 30th April 2017, 100% subsidiary of B Limited declared a dividend of rupees 3 lakh in respect of its own shares for the year ended 31st March 2017. So we have seen this in the concept video also, that prior to 2016, that is 1st of April 2016, dividend was considered as an adjusting event, but now it is not considered one and it will be treated as a non-adjusting event. Let us see the answer. The declaration of dividend up to on 30th April 2017 of rupees 3 lakh would be treated as a non-adjusting event in the financial statement of 1617. This is because the dividend has been declared after the balance sheet date and no conditions existed on the balance sheet date for such declaration of dividend. Further, as per AS 9, right to receive dividend is established when it is declared and not before that. So we have to here mention AS 9 also, that the right to receive dividend is established only when it is declared and not before that. You cannot say that you will be receiving dividend unless and until it is declared by the shareholders. Let us go to C Limited. On 31st May 2017, the mail order activities of C Limited, which is a retail trading group, were shut down with closure cost amounting to rupees 2.5 million. So it is just mentioned that the activities were shut down with closure cost amounting to rupees this much, and other such condition were existing at the date of, that is at the on 31st March 2017. So a closure not anticipated at the year end would be treated as a non-adjusting event. Had any condition existed at the date of balance sheet date, that is 31st March 2017, then this transaction or event would have been treated as a adjusting event, and the assets and liabilities would have been adjusted for the same. But since a closure was not anticipated at the year end, it would be treated as a non-adjusting event. Memorandum disclosure would be required for disclosure of the mail order activities, since non-disclosure would affect the user's understanding of the financial statement. So only a memorandum disclosure must be made so that it doesn't affect the user's understanding of the financial statement. But being it a non-adjusting event, assets and liabilities won't be adjusted for it. Moving on to the fourth case, on 1st of July 2017, the discovery of sand under D Limited's major civil engineering contract site causes the cost of contract to increase by 25%, for which there would be no corresponding recovery from the customer. So on 1st of July 2017, just the cost would increase by 25%, and there would be no corresponding credit for it. So now what should be done? The event took place after the balance sheet, after the financial statements were approved by the approving authority. As you can see, the approving authority approved the financial statement on 15th of June 2017, whereas delimited the civil contract, the cost of contract increased by 25% only on 1st of July, that is after the financial statements were approved by the approving authority. So it would not be a adjusting event. Let us see the answer. The event took place after the financial statements were approved by the approving authority, and thus it is outside the purview of AS4. However, in view of its significance of the transaction, the directors may consider publishing a separate financial statement or additional statement for the attention of the members in general meeting. So just to make them clear and to make them aware of the situation, the directors can consider of publishing a separate financial statement or additional statement, that they can bring this point to the attention of the member in general meeting. Since the event has occurred, although it is so severe and significant, but it cannot be treated as an adjusting event. A fire on 2nd April 2017 completely destroyed a manufacturing plant of E Limited. It was expected that the loss of 10 million would be fully covered by the insurance company. So let us see the answer first. The event is a non-adjusting event since it occurred after the year end and does not relate to the conditions existing on the year end. Okay, so a fire broke out in the manufacturing plant, and it is not an foreseeable transaction. Okay, and no such conditions were existing as on the year end. However, it is necessary to consider the validity of the going concern assumption, as we have already seen in the notes section also, that it is an exception to the any of the concept of the AS4, that if any material event such here that it will affect the going concern assumption, which is the fundamental assumption of a concern, that it is going to affect the going concern assumption, then whether condition of such event existed as on the date of balance sheet or not, we have to treat it as an adjusting event and we have to account for it. Mere disclosure won't be sufficient. So we have, in this case also, it is necessary to consider the validity of the going concern assumption, having regard to the extent of insurance cover, as they are saying it will be fully covered, but we have to still look into it. Also, since it is said that the loss would be fully covered by the insurance company, the fact should be disclosed by way of note in the financial statement. Had it would not have been fully covered by the insurance company, then it must be accounted for in the books of account. But since they are saying that it will be fully covered by the insurance company, we can give we can be we can just give a disclosure for it by way of note to the financial statement. Let us move on to the next case. A claim for damage amounting to rupees 8 million for breach of patent had been received by F Limited prior to the end year. Okay, it is the director's opinion, backed by legal advice, that the claim will ultimately prove to be baseless, but it is still estimated that it would involve a considerable expenditure on the legal fees. So, although we are going to win the case, but the legal fees will be material. So, what we can do? On the basis of evidence provided, the claim against the company will not succeed. It is it is based on the evidence provided. Thus, 8 million should not be provided in the books of account, but should be disclosed by by means of contingent liability with full details of the facts as per AS 9. It should not be 9, it should be 29, because contingent liability is covered under AS 29. Provision should be made for legal fee expected to be incurred to the extent that they are not expected to be recovered. Okay. Even if we lose the case, we tend to have sometimes the opportunity to get the legal amount or any expenditure incurred by us as recovery. But if it is not recoverable, then we have to account for that. So we have to just make a provision regarding the legal fee expected to be incurred to the extent which they are not expected to be recovered. Now we will read the last. The change in foreign exchange rate of 8% between 1st of April 2017 and 1st of June 2017 has resulted in G Limited's foreign assets being reduced by 1.3 million. So due to the change of exchange rate between 1st of April 2017 till 1st of June, um, and it has resulted in reduction in foreign assets by 1.3 billion. What must be done in this regard? The change in the exchange rate is a non-adjusting event since it does not relate to the conditions existing at the balance sheet date. However, there may be if they are of such significance that they may require disclosure in the report of the approving authority to enable the users of financial statement to make proper evaluation and decision. Since the amount is very huge and material for the decision making of users of financial statement, it must be disclosed in the report of the approving authority. So by this we finish the questions of AS4 from PM also and from SMO. I hope you are liking this video. If please share your comments and views in the comment section. I would be happy to hear it from you. Thank you so much.